Sebelum menonton, jangan lupa like, subscribe, dan tekan tombol lonceng. Selamat menyaksikan.
Sesaat lagi Anda akan menyaksikan karantina virtual Putri Bumi Indonesia 2021 dengan narasumber oleh Dodos Domingo Pageants Public Speaking Coach yang membahas impresi apa yang diberikan dalam 30 detik dan tanya jawab dengan finalis. Mari kita ikuti videonya.
Okay, what impression do you leave in 30 seconds? Normally, even in closed-door interviews, sometimes closed-door interviews last for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, no, especially on a face-to-face. I do not know now with the virtual, but then I'm speaking of the actual Miss Earth, no, the competition, the international competition. You, especially for the Q&A, normally you're given 30 seconds to answer a question or 45 seconds, no more than 60 seconds, right? So immediately you have to encapsulate everything. You have to include everything. You have to infuse everything that you have, all the strengths that you have in order for you to give the most lasting impression to the audience and to the judges. So within 30 seconds, your audience will immediately verify, no, the first impression that they have, on you. Perceived race and ethnicity. The fact that you are representing different places, provinces, cities in Indonesia, definitely people already have an initial impression on your race or ethnicity, no? And then it will be reinforced the moment you start speaking. Your accent, your dialect, your intonation, your choice of words, no? So it will be reinforced by that the moment you start speaking. The style of dressing, people would say whether you are an old-fashioned lady or a hip-hop lady or a modern lady or whatever, depending on the styling of your dress. And then the body language, which I mentioned a while ago, and then the relative level of intelligence and education. Remember, you don't necessarily have to be summa cum laude or magna cum laude or cum laude or graduated with honors, no, for you to become a queen. It's not that kind of intelligence that we're talking about here, no. It's just that you're smart enough, no, to know what's right and wrong and to give your opinion on things that matter not only to you but for the benefit of the entire society where you belong. Educational background will definitely help, but then it doesn't mean that just because you haven't attended the university, I do not know, no, I'm so sorry, is it a requirement in the Putri Bumi Indonesia that you should be a college graduate or a university graduate?
No, Mr. Judge.
That's exactly.
Senior high school are allowed.
Okay, thank you. That's exactly the point. You don't necessarily have to be an architect or an engineer or, a lawyer in order for you to win the crown. But if you are a graduate of different courses, then that would help, no? But then for as long as you are capable of representing your country or your organization to the world, then you could be Miss Earth, no? And other physical traits here like your height, your weight, your intelligence, attractiveness, these are the basic things, no, that they're looking into. But then again, these are relative and you don't have to really be worrying whether you are not 5'5" or 5'6", if you're only 5'4", because I think that is the requirement of Miss Earth, 5'4" only, right? And then if you are 5'4", then it's fine. You don't have to feel insecure if another candidate is 6-footer, no? Things like that. Because the height is immaterial. How big you present yourself on stage, how tall you present yourself on stage, that would matter. Okay, next slide. Okay. A healthy fear of failure helps. Now, again, as what I mentioned a while ago, it's good if you feel some fear, about speaking, no? But then, because the fact that you feel that, you are aware that you are only human and that you could do something about it, right? As a beauty pageant candidate, as a finalist, definitely you have to be aware of the things that you need to do in order for you to overcome, the anxiety, the nervousness and all. Audiences want to be entertained or informed. No one asked to be bored. So meaning, the moment you stand in front of the stage and you hold the microphone, the audience is actually expecting you to give a good answer, to give a witty answer, to give an informative answer in a short span of time. So they want to hear that from you. And if they feel bored with your answer, if you cannot structure your answer well, then you bore the audience and you lose the chance. Then the audience wants you to be successful in your goals. And what is your goal here? To be able to answer the question well. What is the worst that can happen? Probably you might not be able to answer well because you are not familiar with the topic that would be asked on you. Probably you might be unsure of the grammar that you will be using. You are afraid that you might stammer, or that you might forget, or you might not be able to carry the question. So knowing all these things, you have figured it out, right? Now prepare to prevent those things. No? And then you might be telling me, sir, we do not have access to the questions. How would we know if all the questions that they will ask on us are something that are things that we could answer even though we are not aware about it? Remember, this is one thing that you have to remember. All questions are not asking you to give your expertise on it. No, it's more beauty pageant questions are opinionated questions. You have to give your opinion, your stand on certain issues, especially during the closed door interview, for example. They won't be asking you about the complexities of the environmental problems in Indonesia, of course, right? They will be asking you about yourself. They want to know you. The judges want to know more about you. Are you the rightful queen to represent the organization? Do you have what it takes, no, to influence, to inspire, and to motivate people to follow you and to, support your cause, your advocacy? That's what we're looking for, right? And then, so in every question, there is an answer that you could, but do not be rattled. So for example, if you are asked a question that you are not familiar with, just say what you think. What you think about it, no? But normally in beauty pageants, they really do not ask very difficult questions, no? And more often than not, questions are recycled. When you say recycled, those questions had been asked in the past, but they just restructured it differently. But then they're expecting you to answer it, the same way, no? The same content that previous candidates answered, no? So that's why you need to prepare. Okay, do I know something about climate change? Do I know something about soil erosion? Do I know something about water pollution? Do I know something about acid rain? Do I know something about ocean acidity, etc., etc.? There are so many issues about the environment that you could just know something about it. You don't really have to delve deeper into that, no, unless it's your advocacy, right? Then list everything that you can control and plan to manage it. Remember that. I asked last night. I asked the former Miss Philippines Earth and the host of the Miss Talent last time, Jean Hart. I asked her, Jean, is it necessary for me to really, dig deeper into the environmental problems of the world? And then she said, not necessarily, sir, because what we're looking here is a queen who has a say on everything, who could speak on any topic, right? But not really, so deep knowledge about everything, because environmental issues and problems are very, very difficult, no, to fully understand and embrace if you will not really find time to do that. Okay, so next slide. Okay, 90% of how well the answer will go is determined before you step on the platform stage. What do I mean by that? That means to say 90% of your success in the Q&A portion of the pageant lies on your preparation. if you have prepared enough, then the 10% will just be on the actual day, on the moment you speak and the moment you answer the question. Next slide, please. Okay, how to answer beauty pageant questions? Preparing to be unprepared. This is what I was trying to emphasize. No, sometimes you are preparing potential questions, possible questions that could be asked on you. No, it happens a lot, right? So okay, this could be potential questions. Then you prepare, and all of a sudden among the thousands of questions that you prepared, not even a single one of them has been asked on you. What will you do, right? So let's go back to what I mentioned a while ago, that you just say something about it. No, you don't necessarily have to go deeper into that question. And it's very seldom that they would ask technical questions, no, in beauty pageant. No, then speak clearly. Okay, you don't have to sound like Americans or British or native speakers. Actually, it's very cute if you sound like Indonesian. You know, the Indonesian intonation is very cute when you speak. So use that, no, because you know it speaks about your uniqueness as a beauty queen, no, your confidence. And then take a moment. Do not answer immediately when the question is asked. You try to pause, no. You think 1, 2, 3, start. Others are using fillers, no. Sometimes, thank you so much for that question, because it gives you time to really organize your thoughts. But then you could have different ways of delaying time for a few seconds before you open your mouth, because the moment you are so excited answering a question, chances are you might stumble in the middle, no, because you're so excited and you don't give yourself time to really organize, structure. Remember, 30 seconds only, or 45 seconds. How will you make your answer substantial? How will you be able to give everything that would satisfy the judges and the audience? So do not overpower also your answer. Do not overload your answer with so much information. Just identify the most important thing. Next slide, please. Because I want to make it faster, because we have an exercise after this. No, how to answer? Be confident when you speak. You know that. Remain optimistic or positive, and do not panic. Okay, you should always look at the bright side of life. I can do this. You know, I can manage to answer this. And if you are very positive, the whole earth will be aligned on you. No, know your facts and opinions. Most questions, as what I told you, they require opinionated. They're very opinionated. They only require opinions on certain issues. But then make it sure that the moment you integrate facts in your answer, the veracity or the truthfulness of the facts that you mentioned is really accurate. No, otherwise, like for example, data. If you will be mentioning some data or some factual information in your answer, make it sure that's verified. No, otherwise you would appear weak. No, because you're just making up your answer. Then practice, and practice. Grab the opportunity to practice speaking. Every opportunity. When I say every opportunity, every single second of the day, I'm speaking here not only for English, right? If you think you're comfortable enough to speak the Bahasa Indonesia in answering the questions, then fine. But then still practice. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because it's your first language, I won't practice anymore. Anyway, I'm so good. Remember, answering a question in your native language is different when you converse. Right? When you converse in Bahasa Indonesia and answering in Bahasa Indonesia. I managed to handle some candidates who were more confident in speaking Bahasa Indonesia. And then I do encourage them. If you are asked this question, although Oh my gosh, 10 minutes left for the session. It's so fast, no? Okay, so let's move. Let's give some practice. Probably let's move the slide. You know, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so excited handling you guys. That's why, you know, I keep on talking without me knowing it that we're almost time. Try to keep an eye contact with the judges, audience, and host. You know that. Keep a straight posture and look elegant. You are a queen, remember? And keep a smile on your face. Do not look rude, stubborn, or nervous. Every time you answer, always smile. And then, because you know that is very important, know a little about your judges beforehand, but that's so important, not so mandatory. Next slide, please. Use proper grammatically correct language, whether it's English or whether it's in Bahasa Indonesia. Be mentally alert and listen carefully to the question asked, no? And speak clearly. Let's move. Okay, now let's probably, how many more minutes do we have? Probably we could have some practice, no? Just random practice. In Miss Earth, they always have these hashtags, no? They will just throw you a word and then you have to speak for 30 seconds, no? And then, can we move to the next slide? So, okay, can we move anyway? Let's keep on moving. So how much is too much? Okay, rehearse and then rehearse. Your speech answer will be ingrained in you. Can we move to the move more? Let's go to the hashtag. Hashtag. Okay, like for example, this one. Okay, Miss Earth or the organization is always just giving you a certain word for you to answer or to develop in 30 seconds. Now, you might be asking, how relevant is that to the cause of Miss Earth? Priority. How could I connect that? No, how could I give an answer that is related to the cause or to the advocacy of Miss Earth? Definitely, you have to connect it, right? That is number one tip. Connect this word to your core, to your advocacy. You should always stick to your core. Each one of you here, you have your advocacy, right? Then your advocacy, as much as possible, should always be infused in your answer. In whatever question being asked, try to find a way in order for you to connect your advocacy, your core, to your answer. So for example, priority. What are you going to prioritize? Definitely your cause. I mean, your advocacy. Can we have like, probably we could test like 5 girls, no? Let's have Anisa. Could you please say something about your word is priority? You have 30 seconds to deliver your speech about priority.
Okay. Anissa nomor 14, silakan.
Yeah, Anisa Salsabila.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anissa Salsabila, and I'm finalist number 14. My priority now is high school, and I want to influence my followers on my Instagram or TikTok or my friends in my real life to save. Hello?
Yes. Continue.
Okay. To save our earth and make our earth green and hello?
Yes. Continue.
Okay. Sorry. And make a contribution with reduce, reuse, recycle, and innovation and visionary to make our earth green. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Anisa. Okay, so let's try to. Okay, one advice, no. You spend too much, introducing yourself. Okay, don't do that anymore, because anyway, we already know you. You are a candidate. You could have utilized the time. You could have used the time saying more substance in your answer, and then just be confident and be very specific with your answer. Try to say what is because your answer is very general. Reuse, recycle, etc. So probably you could have, like you said, that my focus is actually, empowering and informing the high school students, especially for them to be able to realize how important, recycling, reusing, etc., blah, 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 and using my platform, my social media account, my Instagram, in order for me to spread, that, cause, something like that. Okay. So let's see, Villian, Christine. Let's move to the next hashtag. Your word is human behavior. You have 30 seconds. Remember, as what I told you, connect this to environmental cause that you are pushing. Human behavior. Villian, Christine, it's your turn.
Hello. Sorry, Mr. Pardon?
Yeah, you could, what can, say something about human behavior. Because if, for example, you will make it as Miss Earth Indonesia, there will be a portion of this sort in the actual pageant, in the international pageant, where you'll just be given a word and then you have to say something about the word in 30 seconds. So what can you say about this? This is your word, or phrase, human behavior.
Okay, so it's about human behavior. So as we know, people in the world behave like they don't care about our Earth. So basically, I hope that I can influence them to more interest to help the world get better and get clean by make a campaign to don't waste our food, because of the gas of the methane. It's very dangerous to our earth.
Okay, good. Okay, good. No, actually, girls, no, so far, the first two girls that I've asked, you already have it. You just have to reinforce it. No, put the confidence in speaking. I know you're confident, but I need more. I want more confidence, no, with your speaking. Yes, Keisha, do you have any question?
No, sir, no question. I just want to try your hashtag.
Okay. Okay, good. Good. Good volunteer. Keisha, let's have the third hashtag. Actually, I prepared for all. Focus.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. Mr. Jude, my name is Keisha, and I'm going to talk about focus. So as Putri Bumi Indonesia finalist, my main focus right now is to sounding my advocacy, which is we have to save and love Indonesia, fauna, Indonesia animal and floral in Indonesia. And that's why I am here to remind everybody that we have to love and save Indonesia beautifulness, not only in the Indonesia itself, but also surrounding, such as like every earth and every country. Thank you.
Okay, good, good. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. No, you are all very promising, very good. No, it's just that I want you to achieve before the finals that a certain level of confidence wherein once you speak, there's no, you're not buckling and everything is so smooth when you speak. But you're already there. You're almost there. How many more girls could we accommodate, sir? That's good, Keisha. Sir, how many more girls? Can we still have two more? Okay, Angela Tumbol. Let's have the next hashtag. Angela, your hashtag is character.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So character is usually have by all people a great character that can give us the ability to influence others, to spread positivity to others, and also be the center and be someone who can be a role model to others. With the character, we can develop our personality as well. And with a great personality, we can be the role model, a good role model for others that can be influenced by our positivity, our love that can we give to others, and also our knowledge that we can share to others.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, good. No, although during the last part, it was so stretched that I could have I could have been more satisfied when you ended it with a bang, because there was one line there that it's a very good ending already for me. But then it's a good thing, no, that you still stretch it, because you're still, because pack, you started okay, right, and then in the middle it's okay, but then there was this line that I forgot there. There was this line that you said that pack, but then I thought it's end, and then you still continued. Okay, so it
Right.
depends a bit, no. So we should know when to start and when to end, no. Remember, 30 seconds. We have to be aware of that. So when we practice, we try to really time ourselves, and then but it's very promising. It's very promising. It's very good, no. My gosh, our candidates can. I do not know who will win. Everybody's capable of winning here, right? Okay, next. For as long as they're not stopping us, we could still, okay, Vincentia, Valentin or Valentine? Vincentia, your word, Valentine.
No,
Okay,
Miss Beth.
Vincentia, your word is admiration.
I think I'm very happy I can answer this question. Thank you for the question, Mister. And my admiration is the beauty of my country, because Indonesia natural beauty cannot be described from just word. You need to enjoy the fresh air, the fresh water there, and the beautiful scene that you can do anything you want and anything you like there.
Okay. Good, Vincentia. In terms of the content, no, I noticed all of you are very good already in terms of how to answer, question like this, because you are able to connect it with the environment, with the world around you and all. I think the only thing that you need to work on, Vincentia, is like, do not allow yourself to really stutter in the. I mean, there was a part there wherein you seem like you were struggling what to say and what to do. Remember, I mean, it could be remedied through constant practice, no? Practice. I mean, it should be something that, admiration. I definitely admire the beauty and the wonder of Indonesia, simply because it cannot be equal by any other, spots, by any other countries all over the world. And we need to preserve this, blah, 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 things like that. I mean, but you're very good, huh? You're very good. Okay, good. Any volunteer? For as long as we're not yet stopped by the organizer, can we still have another one?
Yes, we still have time. One more, ladies, sir.
Okay, one more lady. Thank you.
Okay, anyone?
Any
Want to be volunteer?
volunteer?
Okay. Here, the Stella. Right,
Stella.
you raise your hand. Okay.
Okay. Oh, Stella. Okay, can we have the hashtag for Stella? How do you pronounce your name? Maria Stella Dimax Antelo?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
difficult.
you can call me Stella.
Okay, Maria Stella, your word or your hashtag is essential.
Okay. As the finalist of Putri Bumi Indonesia 2020, the essential part of me is I need to develop my skill as the agent of change. So I can use my social media or another platform to tell people or educate people or maybe inform people to start to take a change and start from small things, because every small things is count. Just like the wise man said, every drop in the ocean counts. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, good. No, so things like this, girls. No, I think so far all the girls that I have asked. Unfortunately, I was not able to ask everybody. But tomorrow there will be question specifics. No, for the Miss Earth, for the pageant itself. So that will be for our session tomorrow. So tomorrow will be allocated. All of you will be given the opportunity to answer one question. different questions, no, about the Miss Earth. Okay, so I will be like some sort of choosing initially, no, but this has nothing to do with the judging. I will be choosing probably tomorrow the top 5 best answers, on the spot answers, and it's just for fun, and we have to learn from each other. Okay, but again, it has nothing to do with the judging. It's only for exercise. Okay, so thank you so much, and I'm very sure. Is there any question from the girls that you would want to ask? Yes.
Terima kasih Anda sudah menyaksikan karantina virtual Putri Bumi Indonesia 2021 dengan narasumber oleh Dodos Domingo, Pageants Public Speaking Coach. Bagaimana cara menjawab pertanyaan pada kontes beauty pageants? Di antaranya dengan cara preparing to be unprepared, speaking clearly, confidence, dan take a moment.